Well, it's that time of year to dig up the Canna Edulis, which also has the Arrowroot on the bottom. These were actually started from seed, and I did just pull up a couple, and very excited, even though they were neglected with me being sick this summer. They actually performed really good. And I am excited to triple my crop this next year. So I will be able to regrow from these. The white part that you see is the arrowroot. You can use it like potatoes or as a thickening. And I'll show you some that's been rinsed off in just a moment after I collect these. The seeds to the canna, it's a red canna lily, but it's called Canna Edulis, so it is edible. These actually got hit with that cold weather that we had, but they actually started coming back out. They definitely have a will to survive. And they may even would last to overwinter them here in the ground, but their roots are so close to the top, I just feel like they would freeze. And I don't want to take that chance. I hope the audio is showing up. If y'all bear with me for a few videos, I do have my camera and audio equipment, but I just really wanted to get some videos going. This one shook off really good. So I'll get the camera and I will show you one that's rinsed off a little bit. And with diabetes and not being able to eat potatoes very well, I'm excited to try these. So this is the arrowroot part of it. And this is one that's rinsed off a little bit. So this part right here at the top can be replanted. And of course I can also plant some more seeds. But this part of the arrowroot, it literally grew on total neglect. It was so dry this year. These would have probably been 3 times the size if they would have received water. But I'm very excited for this harvest. I've only got an hour before I start work. So I'm going to try to get these rinsed off. But before I do that, I do want to show you a little bit about the Moringa. It's of course the main reason for me starting all of this. So we had that one cold front that came through, and it did wipe out the green leaves I had already harvested, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 times this summer. So I have plenty to get us through the winter. But you can see what happens just with one night of cold weather. I don't know if you can see the dust flying from that, but it just totally rotted it. So I will come through, cut all of these to about 1 foot high, even the big one there. Put some more mulch in here, and hopefully these will continue to grow like last year, but you can just see it just totally wiped it out. But not all is lost. I think they'll still do fine. So I'm going to come back over here, show you the drumsticks. I'm most sad about how many drumsticks I thought I was going to have. And I so wish I would have come out and just covered these 3 with a piece of plastic. It would have totally saved all these drumsticks, but I did not. I think I'm actually going to shred these up and use it as plant fertilizer, but I don't think they're going to continue drying. They're it's a little dry. Well, I don't know, maybe those might be good enough to dry out. Hopefully we'll have some really warm, hot weather for the next couple days, and I may try to go ahead. Those may be close enough to working. Just throw that one down there. If that's the case, and if these do work, there will be lots of seeds. But they actually are looking pretty good. Well, that's super exciting. Got a little bit of comfrey coming up by that one. The goal is to have comfrey by each one of them. I took that entire comfrey plant out, or most of the leaves, to make some more salve. This is ready to plant. I'm going to try to plant a whole bed of nasturtiums and see how they do here. So I have it ready. But the reason I'm walking over here through the stuff that still needs to be cleaned up, there's just not enough time, is to show you what just a little bit of protection can do. So this is under just barely a little bit of the canopy of these trees. Same moringa, came out of that bed, but it's planted here near the house and where these trees are, and it gave it just enough cover that it actually is still growing just fine, which goes to show you that if those would have been covered, they would have been totally fine. I have no idea what that is growing, but it's a volunteer, so we'll let it grow. But just wanted to show you that there is still life in the moringa if you protect it a little bit. The 3 larger trees that are on the other side of that building that is in front of us, they're actually still growing also, because they had the protection of the building and are on the south side. So it's given me a few ideas of where to plant for the future, hoping to get at least 50 more trees in the ground this coming year. But thanks for listening. Don't forget, always, everything you do on purpose in the garden, you're going to reap the benefits of it. And just so excited to share about my moringa. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me messages, especially if you know what that is. I don't know, maybe it's a squash or something.